So that's all the, oh, put it in there. That's a good blooper shot. Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Vanessa with Community Natural Foods, and we're going to be doing another keto dessert with you guys today. The dessert we're going to do today is going to be a lemon curd. I like lemon curd for many different things. You can use it as a filling for in a cake. You can just use it as a nice summer dessert with fruit on top. So we're going to get started. So we're going to start with our Swerve icing sugar. That is a sugar replacement, so you can use it for the keto diet. And then we're going to zest 2 lemons. I like to use a microplane because I find that it's really nice and it gets it really fine, so that you don't have that kind of gross texture from lemon zest. All right, so what I like to do with my lemon zest and my sugar, I like to rub it, and it really gets out the essential oils into the sugar, and it really enhances that lemon flavor. Works better with granulated sugar, but you can use it do this with the icing sugar as well. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to juice about 4 lemons. You can use a juicer. I use my hands to catch the seeds into it. This is going to equal about a 1/4 cup of juice. So 3 to 4 lemons, depending on the size. These ones are a little bit smaller. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to crack your eggs into here. And whisk that all together. Okay, so we have that all whisked together. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to put it on a bain-marie. So a bain-marie is a pot with water almost halfway, and we're going to put it at a low temperature because you don't want it to be too high for the water to come to a boil. So I would say a medium-low heat is best. So once that's all whisked up, we're going to pop it on top. So this takes about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. You want to whisk it regularly because you don't want the egg to curdle in it. So you want to make sure that you're watching it. So you're going to see that as you go, which it's going to take a pretty long time, that it's going to start foaming up and getting a little bit thicker. So when you pull it up, there's a string of liquid dripping off of it. So here we are. Kind of looks, as you can see, it's just dripping like that, which is really good. So that's done. So we're going to pull that off of there. And I'm going to whisk it to get it to cool down a little bit. You don't want to add the butter right away. You want it to come down just a touch. So we're whisking this down, and then you're going to take the butter. I cut it into 3 cubes, and you're going to add it one at a time. So you want your butter to be cold because that's going to help cool down the curd liquid. So it's up to you if you want to strain this or not. I suggest if you have chunks of egg in there to just pop it through a strainer, and it should collect all of that. Otherwise, I like to keep it with the zest in because it adds a nice texture to it. So today, to kind of make this like a composed dessert, we're going to use the almond sponge that we had done a few videos ago, and I'm going to make them into little croutons. So I baked a cake and I just cut them into little cubes. So we're going to turn this on to about a medium heat. We're going to melt about a 1/4 cup of butter in here. And we're gonna melt it to a brown butter phase. So brown butter is when the milk solids in the butter start to caramelize. So the longer you melt it, the hotter it's gonna get, and it's going to caramelize those solids. So you wanna be really, really careful, because if you take it too far, it's gonna be beurre noir. That's what they like to call it, but that's just burned butter. And you'll be able to tell when it's starting to caramelize the fat solids, because it's going to smell a little nutty, and you'll kind of see that nice change in color. So you're going to want to add them in when the butter is kind of a light golden brown. So you can kind of see that color is changing in there. So we're gonna add the croutons in now. And you're gonna toast them, and then you're gonna flip them halfway through once they've kind of got that nice toast on them. And if you feel like your butter is getting too dark, just take it off the heat for a little bit and then pop it back on once it's kind of cooled down a little. So that's pretty much it. You just flip them, they're toasted, and then they're done. You can lie them on a paper towel to absorb any of the excess butter in there. And then you can use these as a layer in the curd. You can put them on top, just kind of whatever. It'll give it a nice little texture and a different flavor to it. All right, so now you have these nice little croutons that you can use to add into your desserts. So I'll just show you kind of the composed piece for the end. And then next week, if you want to join us, we're going to do a keto meringue and a tart shell so that we can make a lemon meringue tart. So it's going to be pretty exciting. So join us then.